Congrats to Liberty. They played really well. The margins for error are just slim when you're playing the good teams. Obviously, we're a good team. They're a good team. Just made enough errors, whether on offense or defense. Sometimes at just critical moments that were kind of the difference in the game. You know, you look at the free throws. Both teams make 18. You look at field goals, and we make 28. They make 30. Threes are 7 to 8. Final score is +5. You just, you can't put yourself in a spot to where you score 81 points and it's not enough. We give up 86, and they're a good offensive team. They just put so much pressure on you because they're bigs, they're terrific passers in Aquino and Cleveland, and the rest of the guys really shoot it. And so you've got to get everything off ball right. When your switches are off, they've got bigs that can find them. And so, all of a sudden there's a turnover at a critical time. A breakdown defensively for a backdoor layup at a critical time. It wasn't that they were in mass. We have 12 turnovers. They have 11. So there's just a small margin when you're playing a championship-level team in a championship-level game. We got to be better so that on Saturday, we hold serve in the last home game of the season for our seniors. Questions?
Nick, metric-wise, Liberty's a team that doesn't push the pace a lot, particularly in comparison to a lot of teams in Conference USA. Tonight, they got you on the fast break quite a bit, 15 points in break, 20 points off turnovers. Was that just a live ball turnover issue, or what did you see on that?
There were a couple live ball turnovers and a couple where I thought they just caught us sleeping, got the ball in quickly, a kick ahead. Peter had a couple in the first half. It wasn't like they did it over and over. It was when they chose to do it, they got us. And it wasn't that we were talking about they're going to play at a slow pace. For the most part, they do. Now, it's kind of like, putting the quarter in the machine. When they cross half court, a lot of times, like, here it goes. And they're great cutters. Peter's a hard cover because he's big and strong. Cleveland, if you decide to play him one-on-one, he's got enough girth to try to back you down and finish. If you send guys to double, they shoot it. That's why they're good. That's why they've won 24 games. They're 24-6 for a reason. But we just had errors at a couple big possessions.
Esam, 30 and 20.
Holy moly.
First time that's ever happened in program history. I think it's the second time Conference USA history.
He was unbelievable.
What has he meant to this team down the stretch this year with, not just on nights like tonight, but even just on his more ordinary performances?
Yeah, his ordinary 17 and 11. You know what I mean? He's a talented young man. He's competitive. He's unorthodox a little bit. Some of the things that he does, some of our players have seen it a lot because they face it every day. He's fun. He brings terrific energy all the time. He's 25, so he's a mature young man, almost man. Unfortunately, a 30 and 20 gets negated because they got a guy that gets 33, and both those young men, Peter and Esam, put on pretty impressive performances.
Kamari, obviously, it's going to be a tricky transition for you, coming back in the middle of conference play, but you've had some good performances the past couple of games. How have you felt, getting back up to speed, has gone for you, particularly the past couple of weeks?
Definitely just, trying to get my confidence back. I feel like just being in the right position to help my team win, just like for today, I felt like I could have did more, just like the little things. Like, for example, like rebounding. I gave up a crucial layup in the second half when we needed to stop. So definitely just coming back in. I know what I can do for this team, but I feel like definitely, like, even though I'm doing good, I feel like I could do more just for this team and just like the little things. Like I said, just using my size, using my IQ and my skill just to help us win. So it's definitely been a good transition, but I feel like I could definitely get more. And like I said, I'm going to go back and, watch film and stuff, and I'll be ready for tomorrow and Saturday in the tournament.
Coach, especially since Kamari's come back, your depth is probably an all-time high since you've been here, and you're also finding guys other than Porter and Weston that can score,
Yep.
you know, and can give you big stretches or big nights. Talk about how important that is as the tournament's coming up.
Yeah, I think the good thing is, to your point, I mean, you know, tonight Rock was 0 for 3 from the floor, and JP was 3 for 11. Yeah, there's a lot of teams where you can't get to 81 when you're starting 1 and 2, combined for 3 for 14 from the floor. But to your point, we do have other options. So it does give us a chance to score the ball with different lineups. The other thing is, and I told our team, is we're playing tournament-style games. You know, our last 3 games they're nip and tuck, they're right down to the end, and to me that's a good thing. You know, as long as they don't get worn out doing it, it puts you in the right frame of mind to play the way you've got to in March. You can't play helter-skelter. You can't gamble. You can't take bad shots. You can't get things wrong on the defensive end. We did a really good job for the most part tonight, did a really good job out on the West Coast trip. We're playing well. We didn't get the result we wanted tonight. You know, obviously very disappointed in that. But you know, we got to be able to wash it and get on to this next one on Saturday.
Esam, 30 and 20 for you tonight. You're the first Blue Raider to ever do that. Well, what about this team has helped you unlock that next level for your game, you know, sort of in your final college season?
I mean, they help me in every single category in the court. I have great players around me. I have great coaches. I'm just happy to be here. Say it again. I just wish we get the dub today. Every time I get on the court, I just want to give it all. You know, I love these guys. I love the coaches. I love MTSU. You know, I'm blessed every day. It's my last year. You know, so we're still in it. You know, we still can win it. So I'm gonna give it out every day.
These last 4 games for JP, what are you kind of noticing as far as the other teams defensively guarding him?
They're not giving him any space. You know, there's a lot of teams that have decided to start face guarding him and don't help off of him. You know, it can be hard at times going through that. Like you're just never seeing an easy one. It just puts a little bit more pressure that on those rare chances when you do get free, get open, you got to bang them in. You know, because right now he's earned his spot on the other team's scouting report. You know, he's been a really, really good scorer for several years now here for us. So everybody in the league knows him. They this time of year, you're not really tricking somebody. I mean, although the stat sheet doesn't look like it, we knew who Peter was. You know, a lot of the plays and stuff and the sets they run, you know it. And same for us. You know, I'm sure there's times we're calling something out. They know what we're about to do. You just got to go execute it. There's a few wrinkles here and there, but it just puts pressure on you to when you do shake free, you got to knock them in. And we told him the other day, all good players go through tough streaks. You know, when you play enough ball, you'll hit some tough times. You just got to keep playing through it. You know, the good thing was he only had 1 turnover, and a lot of times tonight he was on Matheny. You know, and that's a hard cover. That young man is fast. We did, and a lot of that was JP. You know, he's fighting over screens, so JP gets 9. Well, Matheny just got 10. You know, there's just a small margin of error.
Talk about how, even with that performance, you talk about his effort on the other end, but you talk about playing in playoff atmospheres already this early. Does this still give this team that confidence that they need moving forward, knowing that you're still in this game with your leading scorer being down?
It should. It should. You know, in our last 7, we're 5-2. So you want to be playing good this time of year. If you're trying to reinvent the wheel on either end of the floor, you probably ain't got much of a chance when you get to the tournament. You know, we're playing some pretty good ball. You've got to really execute when it's crunch time. But we're playing pretty good ball right now as we head down the stretch. There's some other teams are too. But I do like the way we're playing, to your point, that there's multiple guys that can go out and get you a bucket in crunch time. You know, having him back extends the depth that we have. We can score from the outside. We can score from the inside. We can play a big lineup. You can play a small lineup. So we do have some versatility. Again, so do some other teams. But the ones that can do that the best, you got a chance to win it next week.
Thank you.
Yep, thank you.